I've overcome a lot in the past few years as I've been rebuilding my life as a single, as an individual without a husband to think about. Or I think that my time at Eton has been a training ground for me because, again, I'm in proximity with amazing people that I would have never imagined knowing or having their numbers in my phone, or right. And so there are still moments where I don't write because I don't feel like I'm good enough, or I don't have a story anyone wants to hear. But at the same time, now I've grown enough to where I'm able to say, girl, get over yourself. God would not have put you in proximity to these individuals, to these opportunities, if you were not. I feel like Kat talked about this on when she was with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. And it comes down to either you're going to step up to the plate or you're not. And I'm at that point now where I believe God. It took me all this time.
Wow, that's beautiful.
But like, I'm not putting you into these situations if you're not capable of navigating them in standing firm in the places I put you. I hate that it's taken me so long to believe God.
I have this saying, and I posted it for my birthday last year. My birthday is September 8th. And I'm starting to see myself the way God does. And there are moments when I can connect with it. And there's this like, I've got to use several words because my brain can describe the feeling, but one word isn't enough to like contain the feeling. But it's like bliss. It's like completeness, full, enough. Like there's a way in which I can look at me and see no flaw anywhere in the structure. Even at what I saw was a flaw, my brain is turning that into a feature of the full
Of the model.
of the yeah. Thank you.
I got you. Wow.
And it's crazy to have spent so much time doubting. It's sad. So it makes me sad at times to think of how much time is wasted.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share this with you. We can't see anything in someone else if it's not in us.
Ain't that something?
So the greatness that you are seeing in these people that you are around is in you.
Yeah.
And you can use that as confirmation of that fact. But that's just one part of that process, right? Because as you were saying before, it's the story behind the story, it's the voice behind the voice. It's because that is forever present.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just get better at managing it, not necessarily, at least for me, I don't know if it going away is the goal as much as it is getting better, telling equal counter truths to that voice.
Yeah.
As kind of like the yin to the yang of what that is.
Yeah.
But sometimes if I don't add the counter narrative to the voice, it can get louder at times, and then it starts to overshadow everything, and then I start getting into these bouts of depression or whatever, like these negative mental thoughts are.
Yeah.
But have you ever struggled with any of that?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And I think that it takes us being gracious with ourselves. Because one of my first thoughts when, you think about, when you said, why didn't you just come to DC? Like, why you punk out? And I would basically ask myself that, like, girl, what? And so the goal was to, then I had to work through not getting caught up on why I wasted 20 years in fear, living this life down in Hampton Roads. That was good, but it wasn't where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm not getting caught up in that guilt. So that's been one of my greatest lessons, is to be gracious with myself, right? This idea of being able to see greatness in other people and not ourselves, I think that what I've learned is that it's because you think about a sculptor. I had a barber tell me this once. He was cutting like a design in my hair. And he acknowledged sculptors and how you start off with this thing, in this case with the hair, head of hair or some clay, and it becomes what it is by taking pieces away, not adding to it, but taking pieces away, right? When you're sculpting, they're throwing the clay, they're literally throwing clay, like away to make a figure. When you're getting a haircut, whether it be a design or whatever in your hair, your edges, whatever, to make it what it's supposed to be, you're cutting pieces away. And our humanity is that same way. And again, this goes all the way back to and this is why therapists, I guess, are always like go to your childhood, because you come into the world as a thing, and then we spend the rest of our lives becoming, but part of that becoming is also a shedding away of what we're not to become who we are. Because our parents have put their expectations on us, teachers, society, all these things have been placed on us from the very beginning. Oh, you bad. Oh, you this. Oh, you fast. Right? All these things. And so we spend most of our adult lives trying to shed away the things that we're not to find who we are, who we've always been, and what we've always been, and to be able to see what's in us. I wrote a book now 12 years ago, and I spent so many years telling the same story about why that book wasn't X, Y, and Z, or why I haven't gotten any further along creatively, or why. And it's like, wait a minute, why am I focused on this story instead of rewriting a new story of who I am and who I'm becoming in that part of the journey? So it's my prayer that we continue to spend time in the light, right? And allow the light to be the safe space for us to be and to grow and to become. Allow the light to drive out the shadows and the expose the blind spots. And then use the light to go forward and become.
What are some examples of things you've had to shed up to this point in your life? The
fear. Doubt. The fear that I've had fears that I don't meet people's expectations. Fear that I don't. That's been one of the things. And I remember even when the book came out, anytime I do something creatively, I remember telling people, now tell me the truth. If you don't like it, let me know. Don't be lying to me because you love me. Right?
So you one of them?
I'm like, please. But then people don't tell me things because you want to save my feelings. I want to know the truth about the things that I can do better. I think that one of my greatest issues is that I've always been quite self-aware, but to a fault. So I might see something in myself that I would like to change, but instead of saying, oh, okay, the fear is there or the doubt is there, and then doing something about it, or what's a better example? I'm highly sensitive, highly emotional, right? Okay. So instead of seeing that as a negative, which is what I've done in the past, oh, I'm aware of the thing, And then, oh, you're weak in your time. Like I've come up with all these things that being sensitive and I hold on to
You're adding to it.
I'm adding to it. Whereas, yes, I'm sensitive. Yes, I feel very deeply.
Period. No comma, no but.
And that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But learn to navigate that and then to use it to not just your advantage, but for the betterment of everyone around you. People need people who feel deeply to be in their circle.
Yeah.
To hold space for them.
Yeah.
Right? I hold space for people in ways that they've never experienced before.
Yeah.
And it takes me being this soft person to provide that space. And that's not a weakness.